Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Leah Durgachev. I am the founder of the Marcom Grind. We're a free community of communications and marketing professionals who come together to learn from one another. We do chat about what's happening in the industry. We talk about sharing some of our strategies and basically just help each other out however and whenever we need to. If you're not part of our community already, you will be receiving a follow-up email after the session with the recording. And in that email will be a link that you can join our Slack space. So we hope that you do join us. With that, I'm going to just turn it over to Maureen, who heads our internal comms subsection of the community, and she will kick off our session today.
Hi everyone, I'm super happy to kick off the second session of the Markham Grid. So for those who don't know me, quickly, I'm Marine, I'm French and Canadian, and I'm currently based in Barcelona in Spain. I have been working in communication for a little over 10 years across different industries and different corners of the world. I joined the Marcom Green in September with one goal in mind, to create a monthly space where we can connect across different countries, talk openly about our jobs, and share what's really happening in our field, like the good, the less good, the challenges, all of it, actually. So, for today's session, I wanted to talk about change because it's something that at some point we all go through in our own chapter of life, both at work and life. So my thought went immediately of someone who has experienced change from a lot of different angles, both professionally and personally. So, before I let our guest to introduce herself, I would like to say a little word about Tetiana. So, I met her years ago, and after our very first conversation, my reaction was simply like, wow, what a woman.
Oh, thank you so much, Marine. Thank you. It's a real pleasure to be here with you and, be able to share some of my story. Today we are going to unpack probably the most challenging topic for all homes, change. I'm sure that we all deal with change in that or, in some way, because we translate chaos into clarity. We help our colleagues and employees find meaning in really uncertain situation, and we are those who hold together, situation when the future looks a bit blurry. This topic, like finding opportunity and uncertainty, is probably been literally the life motto of my several years. Um, I let me a bit about myself. So I spent 15 years in corporate communications, both internal and external, and also crisis management, change, reputation. My career mostly was shaped in Ukraine, where I worked for large steel and mining companies and international players. And 3 years ago, when the war started in my country, I had to leave Ukraine for the safety of my children. I led comms through restructuring, strikes, eco-site accusations, and now liquidation. I work as a comms manager for Specialty Steel UK, and 3 months ago, our company was placed into liquidation. So I had to rebuild my whole life from scratch here in the UK, and step by step, I think that I'm pretty happy with what I have now. I'm a true believer in well-being, mental health, visibility, and also, finding opportunity in uncertain, really challenging situation. If you see this slide, all these pictures are from my past life when I led a big team at really great companies. I had up to 20 people, great colleagues. We won national awards in my country, and life seemed really stable, predictable, and safe, and also content and fulfilling. So I even had no idea until I lost everything. But before we jump into our session, I would like to ask you, so if you had two paths, predictable, safe, structured, or unclear, messy, risky, but full of potential? Which one would you choose? If you can, just drop in our chat 1 or 2.
Same for me. Right now, I will choose the first one. Things
Okay,
that I can control.
okay, so if we go, one. I would probably also choose 1. Unfortunately, the life didn't make a choice, so I ended up on the third career path, unclear, messy, risky, and full of unknown. So I had to deal with it, and I had to learn on the go. And I learned quite a lot of lessons. And today, I'm not going to talk about theory because there are lots of books and resources, and I'm sure you can read everything about it. Instead, I'm going to share with you my story and some learning. So hopefully it will be useful for you, no matter you face in your career and in your future. So how everything started. I started as a journalist. I was 22. I just joined a corporate newspaper, a big international steel company, 25,000 of employees, and I was really, energetic and curious. And I think this is probably one of the best and at the same time worst foundation for comms profession. Why? Because journalists can be skeptical, stubborn. They never stop asking questions. They will ask why probably 100 times. And so I was absolutely the same. But that curiosity really opened a lot of doors for me. I worked really hard. And just 2 years later, I was promoted to editor-in-chief for this newspaper. It was a huge responsibility. So I really worked hard to earn that trust and to prove that I was really the best. And gradually, it really helped me to grow to deputy of head of comms for a team of 19 people. I knew that at that time, I didn't have all the answers. I wasn't entirely ready for that position. But, I knew that what worst could happen if I don't take opportunity. But what happens if I take this opportunity? So this curiosity and courage opened every door that came next. I know that people, people really afraid of taking some uncertain, probably even not safe steps or decisions because fear stops them. But what I will tell you that you will never be ready 100%. That's why you need to be really fearless and jump into this uncertainty. It's where real growth happens. My second lesson was not so gentle. Just probably a few years later, I was interim head of comms for the same team at the same plant. And the company was going through a massive transformation, a merger, a new CEO, a new strategy. And then our comms function was moved into HR. And overnight, a permanent head of comms was appointed. He was a former payroll guy. No comms background at all. But don't get me wrong, he's a really nice guy. And I was really lucky probably to be in that situation because it taught me that if you don't show the results of your work, people around you, they don't see your value. And it was exactly the same scenario when senior leadership at our team, they simply didn't understand the value of comms and the impact we did because we were simply quiet achievers. So of course, my first instinct, was just to resign in protest. But I then realized that it would be the silliest decision. I have to stay and I have to learn from this situation. I have to learn from him and I have to help him.
I would like to ask you a question
Yes.
about this situation, Tetiana. because we know that many of us struggle with being visible without feeling self-promotional. So during this time when comms was absorbed into HR, which is very common in our field, how did you stay visible? And also, out of curiosity, why did you decide to stay? Because you could have left. So why did you decide to stay? And how did you make sure you were visible? You were still making communication strategic and you were still growing through the change.
Yeah, because why? Why I decided that I shouldn't leave? Because I owed it to my team. At that point, I had 19 people who are looking up to me. And they really we shared this responsibility together. We shared those goals together. And I think that if I probably would left, it means that I would simply betray them. That was my first thought. And then I just realized that if they made that decision, it means that I was also not ready. It means that I need to learn. And this is the kind of situation when you need to work hard. You need to make some, decisions, and you need to change, because we can't think that we are perfect. We are not, but that's not the goal. We should accept that perfection is not the goal. That's not how we work and how we achieve results. So I stayed, but I made some changes for myself. So first, I signed up for internal trainings in our company. Luckily, we had a lot of trainings within HR, finance, legal operations, health and safety, lots of them. And it gave me a better understanding of our business. Also, I made a lot of connections with people. Second, when I had touch points or, event preparations with Zero and his team, now I used every opportunity to share with them our comms program progress, to talk about why I'm passionate about comms, why it matters for the business, and step by step, it also helped me to gain some visibility. Third, we did a strategic session with our team, and we defined what success looked for us. Then we aligned our comm strategy with business goals, and we picked several campaigns and projects which were really critical for the business, and we started to make real changes in that direction. And afterwards, we created a monthly report, and I shared it with our senior leadership team. And it clearly showed the results and the contribution of our team and communication campaigns into the overall business goals. And it was really impressive for them and for us as well. Next, what I did, I nominated our corporate newspaper for a national award. And we won it. We really worked hard. And all these steps really helped me to get more recognition and more visibility internally. So I was also nominated as one of best employees. And soon I got an invitation to join a head office comms team. So I want to say that visibility, it's not about your ego. It's about making sure that your impact is understood and your profession respected. And I still champion it within my current company through posts on LinkedIn, because I truly believe it. So my next big chapter was with a newly created service and repair company. It was a merger of several business units into one, where people kept their jobs, their pay. It looked like nothing changed for them, absolutely no changes. And I was asked to join this company as head of comms and support the business with transition, with corporate culture. So it looks so simple. I was even surprised. But then in reality, there was resistance, so huge resistance everywhere. We couldn't even understand why, what was happening. So we did what all comms should do, at the start of any project, any big campaign: listen. So we held a lot of focus groups, we ran surveys, we had a lot of informal discussions where we asked people, what's happening? Why don't you want to join this new business? It's better for you. And soon we discovered that people were not resisting change. They were not against this company. They were afraid of losing their identity because in the past, when they worked for that business for many, many years, they considered themselves as part of that business. They shared their values, purpose, and so on. And they felt like their world simply fell apart. So we realized that now we need to create new values, new purpose, but not for them, but with them. So we started to run a lot of sessions, a lot of town halls, walk the floor comms with our CEO and his leadership and with our employees. And we started to explain them the meaning and values. And step by step, it really helped us. And also we made focus on corporate events. So our CEO was everywhere, literally everywhere. So we had a lot of competitions, family days, recognition programs. So our corporate culture, it was built not, in some rooms with presentations. No, it was built on football fields, in some workshops with employee kits and so on and so on. So it really did the job. So in this situation, so my key lesson was that we should always put our people first. We should listen. This is the most underrated skill of all comms, but it really gives us a lot of answers and understanding. People don't resist change, they resist losing meaning. And it's our job to give them this meaning back.
And it's great that you could have the support of the CEO being very implicated and being on the side of employee, because I think when there is a merge or another organization, I think it's also help to give a meaning to employee to have leadership on their side and being on the same boat, if I can say.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's really important. And I think this is the crucial element for any comms campaign, for any strategy. If you don't have your leaders on board, you will be in big trouble, I think. So my next really defining chapter for myself is when I joined ArcelorMittal. It's a really well-known company all over the world. In Ukraine, it is one of the biggest steel and mining companies, around 12,000 employees. And when I got an invitation to join, job offer to join that company, a lot of people thought that I was crazy to accept that. I'll explain why. First, before that, I had really stable job. And ArcelorMittal was going through a lot of challenges, environmental protests, union strikes, high scrutiny, emotional communities, really a lot of challenges. And second option, I had to move like 5 hours drive from where I lived. My husband had to change job, my son had to change school. And to be fair, probably I wasn't even ready for that position. It was really a high-level position, but I knew that it was a kind of challenge. If you step up, you will definitely grow. You will work hard, but you will grow. So, of course, I said yes. And I was lucky because senior leadership team really trusted me. And I got a lot of resources at that point. So I managed to strengthen my comms team. We recruited a lot of brilliant colleagues. and it helped us, to get through all these challenges together. So how we responded to all these problems I just mentioned. So first, we put unions, employee reps, and senior leadership at one table. And we asked them to speak up and to listen to each other. And it revealed a lot of, issues, underlying problems, and they got chance to get to the point. Then we launched daily leadership briefings and set up a public Q&A channel for employees. It was managed by our colleagues 24 hours a day, even at night, when we answered all those questions. We live streamed union meetings. We opened our sites for communities and Q&A sessions. And we did focus on transparency, on facts, and on empathy. And trust was and is the crucial element in all comms. With one example, I don't know if it was wise for me to act in that situation like that, but still. So at one point, our company was accused in radioactive poisoning of the town and people living in that area, but it was not true. Our technical experts said that our equipment, all facilities were absolutely safe. And I trusted our team. So what I did, I took my colleague and some experts from our laboratories, and we went into site, which was a source of, these poisoners. So we filmed there. We took readings of devices, and we did live broadcast from that site. And it really showed to all people that if we are there, if we trust our health and lives to the leadership, to this company, it means it's safe. Later, all these data, it was verified and checked that it was absolutely fine. But, that trust, that transparency and leadership in some point, I think that it really helped us at that point. And step by step, we managed to rebuild this trust. And that type of crisis, it doesn't destroy your reputation or your brand. It reveals your corporate culture, but it also helps you to earn trust and to strengthen it. Of course, depending on how you react to these crises, to this change, and how you behave. Then, before I go to this session, I know, Marine, that you also faced a lot of challenges with one of your companies in the past. Would you like to share?
Yes. Before I'm explaining my experience that I have, I would like to ask you something, Tatiana, because when we are facing crisis, we need to balance between protecting company reputation, but also maintaining trust inside the organization. So my question is, how did you balance those? How, with your team, how did you find the right balance between company reputation and maintaining trust during this challenging time?
You know that internal trust is your foundation. If your employees don't trust your leadership, they don't share your values or purpose, they simply don't believe it. What reputation? It wouldn't exist at all. And again, you can't build a reputation if your employees don't share your goals and they are simply not on the same page with you. That's why you always put your people first. The same as, with any big announcement. I tend to always share updates or some really key announcement with our employees first. They shouldn't, get some news from external media. That's not good. So yeah, for me, it's first people, then external reputation.
Yes, I like what you say, especially when you say that everything needs to be aligned because it's what's not happened with my experience. So briefly, the only time when I needed to face a crucial crisis internally and externally was during my time in Canada, in Toronto, when I was working for a bank in communication, but reporting to the digital service. And I received this call that, it's not good. And I heard that the company was going through a massive outage. So our clients and some of our employees in certain provinces of Canada couldn't have access to their account, couldn't withdraw money, and couldn't receive their paycheck. And we had this problem for 1 week. So 24 hours is already too much for client, for anyone. Let's imagine how they feel for 1 week. It was absolutely nightmare. And in the meantime, so with my team, we were trying to be aligned with comms, especially on social media, because a lot of rumors and a lot of media were really harassing us to have information and everything, but we were not ready. It's what you said, Tatiana, when you jump into this role, you say you were not ready. Our team was not ready because we never imagined this kind of situation lasting that long. And in the meantime, the same week, we had a CEO resignation, which was definitely not a surprise. I think you will be agree with me. And we had a new one. 24 hours after the CEO resignation, we had a new one. So we were managing a crisis with our customer and employee. And we needed also to maintain the trust, announcing to employee that we have a new CEO, which means new goals, a new organization set up. So what I remember from this experience, I learned a lot for sure, but something that I will say to our audience is we cannot be prepared 100% because there is so many different aspects that we cannot control, but we can prepare different scenarios in advance, especially with AI right now. And it's something that my team didn't do it. We never prepare for any crisis scenario of this, of that big, and we were not aligned with the different department of the companies. Like on social media, they were saying A, we were saying B to employee or customer. So the trust was not completely there. So we really need to work from scratch and to talk with people, different stakeholders to be aligned with our main messages. So it's something that I will advise to people. Be prepared before, try to see different scenarios and make sure you will be aligned with the different stakeholders, different departments of the company, because when the crisis hits, you don't have time for that. You have to be reactive and fast. You don't have time for details. So this is my experience, and this is one insight that I can give for you guys if he can help. If one day you reach this point as well. So over to you,
Yeah,
Tetiana.
that's excellent advice, and I will also add to this: back up your documents. You never know what happens to your IT system or your archive. You can lose everything, in just 1 minute. Yeah, I'll talk about it later. So now going back to February 2022, when world shifted overnight, and I became my personal crisis manager. As I already said, so before the war in Ukraine, I had really stable, predictable, safe, stable in some aspects life, with lots of challenges at work, but still. And then overnight, everything, of course, shifted. Everything. I had no strategy at that point, no roadmap. I knew that it would happen because there were a lot of signs. But still, you can't be prepared for that kind of crisis and change. I had my suitcase packed, all documents, but still there was a mess in my head. But I had to be calm, at least outside, and I had to, to try be proactive and take step by step. do whatever I can control in this situation. At that point, I simply forgot about my career, about everything. I did everything just to save my children. So I took them and we went abroad. Luckily, I had the opportunity to lean on my community, on my friends and colleagues abroad, and it really helped. So community is everything, in not only in times of crisis or change, but honestly, it's your power. Then I had to act quickly because I was alone with two kids, 18 months old and 20-year-old. When the UK announced the Homes for Ukraine scheme, I reached out to my old school friend and asked him to help me with documentation and this visa process. And just 1 month later, we arrived in the UK, and we found ourselves in a house of a complete stranger. So we had a few calls with that lady before, but I never met her before. And it was a little bit scary, but at the same time, we still managed to develop some kind of connection. And now we are best friends with her. I'm a godmother to her daughter, and she's godmother to mine. And she really supported us in the first month when we just arrived in the UK. I know that it was really unsettling time. There were a lot of uncertainty and a lot of unknowns. And a lot of people at that point chose just to wait and see, hoping that they would be able to come back to their normal life in Ukraine. It's just temporary, that's what they all told. But I knew that that was not my choice. I had still to move, because even if you do a small step forward, it's still, you're still moving, it's still progress. So what I did after arriving in the UK, I knew that it would be difficult for me because of new culture, new country, new expectations, and a lot of people told me that I would need a local experience where, yeah, that only native speakers can land comms jobs. Of course, I listened, but I didn't let those commands, define me. So I took several local courses in comms and counseling just to bridge that gap. I tried to build the UK network, and I applied only to those jobs where I see that I could add value and bring meaning. So I didn't aim to apply for 1,000 jobs. No. Soon I joined Liberty Steel UK as solar comms manager. For me, it was a big adjustment because in the past I led big comms teams up to 20 people, and there I was a one-person comms function. It meant doing everything myself, like strategy, delivery, content creation, video, design, you name it, events, cascades, everything. And I knew that it would be simply not viable for me. So I started to work closely with other departments, and soon I managed to create a network of comms champions of 10 people across all our sites. So people who would help me write articles, take photos, help me with some events. And also, I really invested a lot of time into building good collaboration with other departments and other senior leaders in our company, because it would mean knowing a lot of business updates and focusing on the right thing rather than doing something. So it really helped. And also, 3 years ago, when I joined our company, it was already facing a lot of challenges. So we focused on people. success stories, celebrating milestones, sharing well-being initiatives. So people, that what really helped us to keep this strong culture and retain a lot of talent in our company. Unfortunately, this year, like 3 months ago, our company entered compulsory liquidation and was placed in the hand of official receiver and special managers. And they try to find a buyer for our company right now. So I can't share any details about it because it's all confidential, but I can share with you how we responded to this situation in terms of this uncertainty. Of course, it's really difficult, to give people what they want in liquidation because they ask for clarity, for updates, for some guarantees. It's normal, but we simply didn't have all the answers. Instead, we chose to share with them what we do know. So transparency is our focus on this situation. If we don't have any updates, we simply tell people, so look, we don't know this for now, but as soon as we know, we'll update you. So we keep this conversation constant. Consistency is really important in this situation. Also, human connection, keeping people engaged, keeping dialogue with unions, with our leadership team, with the employees. That creates trust, and they know that we are in the same boat. And of course, maintaining culture. Despite all these difficulties, we haven't stopped any employee recognition programs. We have our well-being campaigns, we have our recognition programs and managers support. And when certainty is impossible, this clarity, this human connection matter most. And we even keep going with our STEP challenge. It's our well-being initiative we run every year. It, of course, probably a bit weird to do it in these circumstances, but it's not only about well-being, it's about connection. Because when people work together, they can discuss something, they can support each other. It's really simple human connection. And this year it worked better than ever because we had even 21% increase versus last year. And it says a lot about our culture and our people. As I said, I wouldn't go much into theory, but tools I use, I really like ADKAR model. It's about awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, reinforcement. So before I do anything, I ask myself, are people aware of this change? Do they want this to happen? Can they do this? Can they actually do this in these circumstances? And what can I do to help them stay on track? And it's a great tool. You can read more about it. Again, my 5C comms checklist for you to check if your comms in a good shape. So it's clarity, we remove jargon, we reduce panic, we are consistent in our communication with people. We show compassion because emotions and how our people feel is so important in times of uncertainty, crisis, and change. Credibility. We don't lie, never. Even if something that people wouldn't prefer not to know, we don't sugarcoat, never. And community, of course, we create touch points that hold people together. Here you can find some books I really like. For example, the first one here, Eat, Crisis, Change, and How to Lead When It Matters Most. It's like written for comms professionals. It's full of real life cases and tips for us on how to act in some situations. And now let's talk about something we don't talk a lot: looking after yourself. Because we as comms, we absorb everyone's stress, and it's so important to be empathetic, but don't overburden yourself with others' problems. Of course, try to help, but don't burn out, and be kind to yourself. I think we are comms, and simply as human beings, we can be too hard on ourselves with everything, with deadlines, with some duties, with everything. But that won't help us if we burn out halfway in some campaign or in some milestone. So how I personally stay grounded, what helps me? Working, writing, celebrating micro wins. I don't wait for some big achievements. If I can do it now and celebrate now, well, I'll do it. Humor. We can't live without it, I think. Staying connected and checking in on your colleagues, on your friends. Don't lose this connection with your community. And of course, spending time with my family, my children, my cats. I have so active cat. And what I want to say you that we don't need to find change. We need to navigate it. And we need full map to take your next step. You need to be brave to act brave. Really, one small step forward is still progress. And uncertainty brings so many opportunities. We just need to find our inner courage and strength and act, really. So I want to leave you with a quick reflection. Probably after this session or right now, think of one change you are facing right now. What's in your control? What could you communicate better? What opportunities might be hidden inside it? And think of yourself, just map yourself on this ATKAR model. Where are you right now? What's lacking there? Is it awareness? Is it desire? So, and think about it. So hopefully it will help you in the future.
Thank you so much, Tatiana. I really, really enjoy this exercise that I did myself when you show it to me for the first time. And it's very important to take a deep breath and realize the mini wins that you mentioned, because I think that when we are going through change, we are waiting for big wins and it's not always happening, or at least not in the right time that we want. So celebrating every micro wins with the team or even individual, it's also something that helps a lot. I would like to ask you a few questions about your journey, which is a very intense and amazing journey at the same time. So as you mentioned, you have seen different changing from different angle, personal and organizational and societal. So what is one thing that communicator like us often get wrong about managing change?
I think that a lot of comms think that in this situation, it's their duty to pass on the information. And often they forget about how people feel. When people experience change, they come through so many stages of acceptance and then moving forward, so many changes in mood, in emotions, and sometimes we forget about it. We forget about people who's dealing with this change, crisis, and uncertainty right now. So we need to think about it as human beings, human to human. And our comms should be human focused first. And this will help us, I think. And I also see it with lots of leadership comms. When big bosses discuss some changes, especially in crisis, they forget about people. And yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, I think we forget about empathy, being human during those times. So it's great that you can highlight a little bit. Also, another question I wanted to ask you during one of your presentation, one of your lesson. You went from leading a team of 17 people to being one person in the com department. So what did that teach you about leadership, adaptability, and resilience?
I won't lie, it was overwhelming
I
first.
can imagine.
Really, yeah, because you first you want to prioritize a lot of tasks, and you don't know what to do because you have to do so many tasks at once. Where should I go? Strategy or content creation or updating your intranet or newspaper or running cascades. So I had to structure everything and put priorities first. And regular catch-ups with our senior leadership really helped me. So it means that now I know that I should do this first, this and this, and all those requests can wait. And then when you see the impact of your work, you suddenly realize that leadership is not about a size of your team. It's about impact you do. It's about your contribution. It's about how you change lives of people around you. So yeah, for me, it really helped this bond between myself, our network of comms champions, our senior leadership. It was probably the biggest lesson for me. I still, when people call me and ask, could you do me a favor and make this slide deck look nicer? If I know that this is really strategic presentation for us and our senior leader will go with this to, I don't know, to mayoral meeting or some other strategic, I will always help. But if I know that it's a routine task, I'd better give my colleagues tools and explain them how they can do it themselves rather than do it for them.
Yeah, you put in priority what is the most important and fit the business strategy first. Because as you fairly say, you cannot handle everything being a team of one. And in this kind of situation, that leads to my other question. How do you define success in a communication when everything is quite unstable? Uh, what does impact look like in time like this?
I think that your vision of success would be different depending on your situation. For example, in our current situation, success would look like if people feel valued, they feel well informed, connected with this business, and of course, the top for us if they stay with this business. And for us, it's really good indicator when we see now, even in the situation when business faces a lot of challenges and uncertainty, people still with us. They decided to go through these difficulties together with the business. And it shows how healthy our corporate culture is. Otherwise, we would have lost so many people, so many talented individuals, but they chose to stay. And this is, I think, our big success right now. Of course, if we were in completely different situation, the success would look like completely different for us. It's about your priorities and your strategy, your goals.
Yes, and it's something that I really like about your story is how you guys are in it together. Like, as you say, they could have left, or you could have let, but you make the decision to stay together and to going through that situation. And I think it's a big strength. It's you can tell that the team is strong and probably the leadership around is also strong because you are facing it together. You don't take the exits. And it's something that really, really means a lot in this kind of situation. And I also ask, what would you tell someone who is going through a professional or even a personal change reset right now about starting again? Because it takes some courage as well, what you did in the past and what you are doing right now. So
Hmm.
what will you advise if someone was in the similar
That's a very
situation?
good question. I would probably suggest take a pause, sit, relax, and try to reflect uh, and think about all your achievements you made in the past, because your knowledge and your skills are with you forever. It doesn't mean if you go through this change or crisis right now, you're not capable of doing great stuff anymore, because you are. So first you need to believe. You need to believe in yourself. And this confidence will really give you inner strength to move forward. Uh, then lean on your community, reach out to your colleagues, reach out to your friends, ask for advice. I don't know why, but a lot of people, they don't want to ask for help. I know it also from my colleagues. They prefer to deal with it themselves, but just ask for help. And then try different opportunities. Try to find yourself in this new reality and move forward. Even small steps, it's still progress, and very soon you'll find yourself in a much better place than you were before.
Yes, I agree. So, if I needed to make a conclusion about what working uncertainty for communicator, would you be agree with me if I say like clarity? Because fact first, and also I think people handle truth better that if we stay silent. I will also say empathy because you mentioned in a lot through your presentation, being sincere always build trust, especially when we are navigate in certain uncertainty. I will also add consistency, like being aligned and being regular, which is not in my situation in the bank was not the case, but could have saved us a lot of time and energy. Um, I would say also listening. I think feedback as important as announcement. So it's also very important to hear what is happening from inside the organization. Sometimes for the employee perspective and view, we can have an idea or insight that can make a whole difference. I would also say adaptability and visibility because if we don't communicate, no one else will.
Mhm.
And also accepting what we cannot control, but we will learn from that. This will be what the lesson that I will give to myself if I was facing an uncertainty changes. I don't know if you share the same vision.
Yeah, you've summarized everything perfectly. Yeah, I couldn't even agree more. Yeah, completely.
So first of all, Tatiana, thank you so much for joining me and for this conversation. It's great. I learned a lot from your experience, and I can still say what a woman again, even after 1 year, because your story is very inspiring. Thank you everyone for being here. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Thank you.